keeping you up to date with CJIQ News.
Good afternoon, it's 12 o'clock, it's sunny and cold out. I'm Stephen Ward. More weather in minutes, here's what you need to know. Ontario's next Premier, Kathleen Wynne, says she's interested in tackling fraud in the auto insurance industry. NDP leader Andrea Horwath says that changes made in 2010 cut benefits to motorists and reduced accident payouts. Horwath is calling on the government to mandate a cut in insurance rates, while Wynne says she's working with the insurance companies to make sure that the savings will be coming back to consumers. Insurance Bureau of Canada estimates that fraud costs Ontario drivers $1.6 billion a year. A man who tried to force his son's 14-year-old girlfriend to send him explicit photos of herself has been sentenced to 6 months of house arrest. Prosecution was seeking up to 9 months in jail for the offense, but Justice Gary Hearn rejected the idea of jail time because the father seemed remorseful and is seeking counseling for his alcohol abuse. Child luring now carries a minimum of 1 year jail sentence, but the law wasn't in effect yet when the father's crime was committed. Elton John and Mumford & Sons will hit the Grammys stage Sunday night. The Recording Academy announced Thursday that T-Bone Burnett, Mavis Staples, Zach Brown, and Brittany Howard of Alabama Shakes will also perform at Sunday's award ceremony. The performers will sing during the show's tribute to Levon Helm, a musician who died last year. Grammys producers said the lineup of performers is a representation of Helm's diverse sound. A Cape Breton family is on their way home after making headlines abroad. A flight from Halifax to Dominican Republic last week. They were allegedly caught smoking on the aircraft, and the plane was forced to make an emergency landing in Bermuda. The unscheduled stop cost the airline $50,000. All three members of the McNeil family were charged with disobeying lawful commands under the Air Navigation Order. The two eldest McNeils were sentenced to either a $500 fine or 10 days in prison. The family is planning on telling their side of the story when they return to Canadian soil. It is said that 97% of Canadian dog owners know that teaching their child to care for a puppy can make them more cooperative and generous. But there is a large safety factor when children are handling dogs. CGIQ Marcus Wolf tells us more.
9 in 10 families believe that children who own dogs have higher self-esteem, but leaving your child with your four-legged friend can be dangerous. Norma Jean Lorette, who is a dog trainer at Puppy Power, gives us some insight on how to train your dog with your children.
Children have to be trained right alongside the dog. The child has to learn how to behave around the dog has to learn how to behave around the child. So it's a matter of if you have a very disobedient child or a child that's spoiled or doesn't follow instructions, it's an accident waiting to happen. The poor dog will defend itself, but the dog doesn't have the right to do that.
So as your child forms that special bond with their pet, just remember safety comes first. For CJIQ, I'm Marcus Wolf.
The driver of a snowplow that killed a police sergeant appeared in court yesterday, facing charges of first-degree murder and dangerous driving. Richard Kakar pled not guilty to both charges in conjunction with the death of 35-year-old Ryan Russell that took place on January 12th. Jurors were shown the dashboard video of Russell's car in pursuit of Kakar's plow. Kakar reversing to purposely hit Russell. The sergeant's wife was in court and started to cry at the sound of her husband's voice. The judge was told the jury that there is no doubt Kakar drove the snowplow that killed the officer, but jurors will have to determine that the accused's state of mind was on the day Russell died. That's news, and in CJIQ Sport, America's top skier is done for the season after crashing during an opening event at the World Championships in Austria. Four-time overall World Cup champion Lindsey Vonn tore ligaments in her right knee and broke a bone in her right leg when she lost her balance while landing after a jump in the Women's Super G. It's a quiet night tonight in the NHL with 3 games on the schedule. Divisional rivals, the Boston Bruins, will head into Montreal to face the Canadiens. Then it's the late games. The Ducks hope to soar over the Avalanche, and the Edmonton Oilers play host to the Dallas Stars. On the hard court tonight, the NBA has 14 games on schedule. Most importantly, the Toronto Raptors head into Beantown to play their divisional rivals, the Boston Celtics. Yet another Major League player has been linked to using steroids. Yahoo Sports reported that Milwaukee Brewers slugger Ryan Braun is the newest name to a very long list of players. Although no specific drug have been noted, this is not the first time that he's been accused. Following the 2011 playoffs, he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. But later that season, his 50-game suspension was overturned. It's 12:06.
88.3 weather.
It's currently sunny but cool as temperatures stay around the freezing point. In the next few days, we're supposed to get upwards to 15 centimeters of snow. Tonight is supposed to go down to minus 17. Right now, it's minus 6, but feels like it's minus 11 with the wind chill. For CJIQ, I'm Stephen Ward.